Hello, good morning everybody. Today we have a MakerTaker VR review. Before the first minute was up, I knew Metro Awakening was going to be good. The dark tunnels of the rooms and the itchy and very eerie atmosphere. The post-apocalyptic Moscow metro system make for the perfect settings for the VR game. With the developer Vertigo Games able to add so much interactivity to any ideas and mechanics from previous Metro games, while training all of the charm and need horror from its non-VR brothers. So, set mostly in 2028, you play as a doctor called Serdar, a survivor of nuclear holocaust and the resident of the metro systems in Moscow. His wife seems to be hearing the voice in their long-dead son, and you are so on to quest to work out exactly is happening, exploring themes of grief and mental health as you do. The prologues does a great job of setting the scene for newcomers of reminding Metro fans just what the great about the games. You wander throughout of the situation camps, which is packed full of details, and this combined with a lot of NPCs shattering away and some superb lighting and the graphics, really bringing the experience to life. Within a few minutes of playing, you forget that you are VR and really to feel like there is something many games fail to achieve. So, the controls, throughout of the realistic weapon and loading mechanics, and the usual holsters on your hips and over your shoulder to store the guns. And it's basically same as the Arizona Sunshine 2 and Vertigo Games out other recent titles. Metro has always had some retro and survival stack, but not the mechanics of winding up a handheld generator to create electricity for the headlamp has been made fully interactive. In fact, all the mechanics from the Metro games have been reworked for VR, from putting on the gas mask and changing filters to simple touches as turning up your headlamp off by raising your controller above your head to a click button. These could have been simplified or even automated, but by making them all interactive, it adds a whole new layer to the game. Frantically trying to attack a new filter as you slowly choke to the death is a terrifying experience. There's also been a lot of throughout put in how you move about. VR games often have trouble with the ledges and jumps, and you spend ages posting in character. In Awakening, you just need to move forward with you'll automatically perform the action, where the climbing the ladders, which was a bit of chore in Arizona Sunshine 2, and Remake has also been made easier. Apart from the other frantic set piece and start of the game, you are slowly intense to the combat. There is no little aim assist. With very limited ammo, you are going to get good at shooting straight and fast. There is no many guns in the game, but they all play like rusty old Soviet weapons that have been in use for years. They are kick like a mule, so you can get those headshots is a must. There are large battles with the multiple enemies literal on the rails sections as you zoom down train tunnels, firing massive guns, quieter horror think moments as you creep about an enemy spring from the dark, and stealth sections. I'm not usually fond of stealth, but the Awakening confronted expectations and made stealth a head-racing game of cat and mouse, hiding in the dark corners and craning your neck out of far enough to see wherever enemies are. The Metro games have always great scripts, and Awakening is no different, with the original novelist Dmitry Glukhovsky write the story. As you play, you're accompanied by various characters on your radio, and these propel the narrative forward in a very natural way, especially when Max and Serdar are chatting away like the old friends they are. Prepared throughout the story are short cutscenes, many of which play like an out and of your body experience, and they feature as an unexpected celebrity special guest. All the voice and the animation, once again, it's the immersion. It's the immersion. Characters feels like they are talking with you with naturalistic arms and ahs, punctuating their dialogue rather than precise chat with you in many games. Another nice touch that the NPC eyes will within reason try to be focused on you while they are talking. It's just a small thing that's fairly common in the flat screen games and you probably wouldn't pay attention to, but it's another detail that keeps you immersed in the game. The game also makes full use of PlayStation 5 and PlayStation VR 2 haptic feedback despite audio. As you must expect, the weapons provide jolts of the controllers, but plenty of the touches, most notably when you're attacked by giant face-hugging spiders. After jumping right into your face, they scratch around the back of your head, and the haptic feedback in the PlayStation VR 2 headset revs up, so it's not honestly feels like there is a massive spider crawling around the back of your skull. It's horrible. I loved it. The audio is the key component of the game. You have to listen to the directions of the footsteps when playing stealth section, and there are plenty of the growls you want to. If you want to entertain an area full of mutant creatures, there is also a very annoying audio puzzle which requires you to listen a fiat signing of the volume in its direction. Audio puzzles are never great, and this is one hampered by loud and similar sound additionals effects right off in the background. Outside of the populated stations, the graphics do become a little bit more basic but low light level throughout most of the games, and love their fairly simple images look much better than they actually are. But the way they provided screenshots for the review are mostly like in Taken, the PC version, with all sorts of facey lighting and shadows. Playing on PlayStation VR 2 does not look good as they do, and MetaQuest will drop quality down further. Metro Awakening takes somewhere between 10 to 12 hours to complete, but does not feel slightly palliated towards the end. Fighting the dog-like enemies stop becoming serious and scary after the time, while it's still fun. I would have liked a little more variation in locations as well, but really to get above the ground, which is a big part of the previous game. This was a small amount of occasional texture pop in PlayStation 5, something that really annoyed me, but one of the few things that ever broke my immersion. Superbly immersive and packed full of action and chills, Metro Awakening by far is the best PlayStation VR 2 game this year and should be top 10 all PlayStation 5 games of 2024. The good, immersively immersive, great use of sound and haptic feedback, a good story with a great VO work, and a stealth section I found. And what about the bads? So slightly paddled out towards the end and a few small graphical glitches, but in general this game is lit. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe. So please, I'll leave all the information down below on the video. Bye.